Ladies and gentlemen, to the Everyday Black Men podcast, a podcast for authentic black male thoughts.
Welcome.
I am Riker, and I am joined by R. Reed, aka Ben Cinnamon, as well as Armstead.
Why you scream?
Follow us on Twitter at EVYD, Black Men, and Instagram at Everyday Black Men, and Facebook at the Everyday Black Men Facebook page.
iTunes and stuff.
Of course, you can check us out on iTunes. Give us that 5-star review. Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. Follow us, listen to us, and tell your friends. So we're going to go into my segment that I like to call Top Hats. We're going to talk about a racist-ass EMT worker who thought that he could have a podcast and talk a whole lot of shit, and nobody was going to find out.
What? They found his ass?
Yeah, they fired him.
Oh, are they going to get me for my racist comments about white people? Or
I mean,
you can be racist towards white people.
I feel like you can be racist.
You have the racist comments.
Fucker.
I am not.
You just call them out on their bullshit.
I call them people out on their bullshit, but more importantly, the difference is that he was talking about what he was doing in the room and giving specific stories because he's a medical technician. His name is Alex McNabb, no relation to the other McNabbs. He called his podcast The Daily Schlo, which is basically a title that mocks the Holocaust. Because, of course, you can't complete your white supremacist paradigm if you don't also say that Jews are not people. But basically, he called it a work of fiction on Twitter. People have ignited a debate over whether or not he can adequately care for the vulnerable minority and Jewish people if you have such a low opinion of them. Again, I don't have a low opinion of white people. I just call them out on their bullshit. I feel like that's the big distinction. I also don't work in a care field. Probably would be a problem if I was like a doctor and I was just like, white people ain't shit.
Ain't shit.
I'm going to cure your cancer with more cancer.
I'm going to cure your cancer with more cancer. He also referred to black women as Denishas and Harambes, and it's just like, dog,
No.
you just can't do that. Also, he called himself Dr. Narcon, and it's like, you're not even a doctor, nigga. You're a medical technician. You at the bottom. You underneath nurses, nigga.
I mean, nurses aren't really at the bottom. They really...
No. I'm saying he's underneath nurses as a medical technician.
Yeah. What's underneath a nurse? I think he's underneath that.
I mean, because he's an EMT worker, so it's like, nigga, you just pick up the stuff and let the big boys do the work.
Yeah, keep him alive.
Exactly. You just keep him alive long enough. Oxygen.
What's wrong with him? I don't know. Give him oxygen.
But yeah, man, fuck you, Alex. You're a piece of shit. I'm glad that you got fired from your job. And I'm glad that people are determining whether or not they're going to be able to sue you. Decided whether or not they can formally investigate him and take him down for all his bullshit. So, fuck you. I hope that everything goes wrong for you and only you, Alex McNabb. I'm really hoping bad things happen. I really hope you get cancer. I'm hoping you die. Yeah, exactly. I know. I'm taking it to dark places. Because, darkness, everybody. But fuck all that. We're going to end it on a happier day because this is a podcast that's going to be around the end of the year when y'all hear this. And so we want y'all to end off on a great day like we've enjoyed 2018. And so we're going to talk about some of our moments. We're going to have a year-end review to a certain extent. We're going to talk about a few things and we'll see, where everyone's feelings feel like now that you've been through all of 2018 and you're now into looking at 2019 as it knocks on your door. So the first thing I wanted to do is I wanted to ask R. Reed what was his favorite moment of 2018. Now, it can be a personal moment. It can be a private moment if you want to share one. But just what was your favorite moment of 2018? What was the thing that made you be like, damn?
I think I finally accept that things in my life, as far as like my ex relationships with my child's mother, that's just moving forward. More of a progression on that than just really studying it at all, or as we say, studying it whatsoever. But that right there is just kind of coming to a real conclusion that it's never going to be anything and just still being cool to some degree. I don't know. Everyone says, like, when you love somebody, the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. And that's what I hold towards her, indifference.
Do you hold indifference toward her?
I don't. Dog, when I see her, she try to talk personal stuff and all this kind of crazy stuff. And I just be like, And she looks at me like I've said something crazy and she just stops talking. And I think it's the weirdest thing in the world.
Now she just stops talking?
Yeah, because I'm not trying to hear her bullshit. It's like what I did today, and this is what happened to me in my life. I'm just like, I honestly don't care not to care.
Yes, I can't even care enough to not care.
Like, I'm not gonna say shut up, stop talking, none of that
So
kind
you
of
don't think that she's like She's not even a friend to you anymore, huh?
Nah.
I mean, I feel like she earned that.
Nah, we don't even have a personal relationship with us other than, like, I don't even, every time she tries to talk about something, you know how people talk, but you don't never really acknowledge it? Mm-hmm. That's how I do it. Like, I'm just, and I thought I was doing it on purpose, but it's just really just, I'm done. Like, I'm not even worried about it. As far as, like, I don't even think I was worried about it was at all the previous year. I just thought there was a chance in the back of my mind, but I don't even see a chance whatsoever. It's just whatever now.
Damn.
Just move on.
That's your favorite moment of 2018. Well, I mean, no, that's a growth moment.
Yeah, growth is all we need, you know. Besides, like, we want to just go with something a little lighter. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, if you want, I'll jump in, and if you get one, you jump back in. So my moment is going to be growth, very similar to yours. So Riker's going to take us back to where our read was. Just realizing that you got to do everything for yourself. Like, if you're waiting around for somebody else, you're waiting for them to get their shit together. You're waiting for them to kind of come to terms with who they are. It's not going to happen. So you got to do things for yourself. If you're going to work out for yourself. If you're going to look good for yourself. If you're going to, do some other things, do it for yourself. Like, don't worry about trying to keep somebody else happy or doing it so that in hopes that they'll feel happier, because that shit doesn't happen. So do it for yourself. You looking good for you. You having a fun time for you. You're doing the things that you enjoy, because life is so short. I don't always tell you guys that, y'all are cool. Y'all like my brothers, but y'all are. And I want to make certain that I'm doing the things that I want, so that, you don't call me on some shit and be like, but Riker, I see you over here struggling doing things you don't want to do. And it's like, nah, do things for yourself. Yeah, and lighter moment, my family time, I really enjoyed Thanksgiving. Like, Thanksgiving for me was super dope. And you don't really realize how great, like, some of your family members are till you look back and you're like, I'm actually having fun with you, and we don't have much in common. Like, I'm having fun with you because you're actually a good person that I like to hang out with. And, yeah, you're different. Like, sometimes, like, a cousin or uncle say some crazy ass shit, and I'll be like, this is why you voted for Donald Trump. But at the same point in time, they also tend to be people where it's like, you know what? We family. We keep it together. You got my back. I got your back. And Thanksgiving really kind of put that all in perspective for me when I saw my family interact, and I was interacting with them, and I was thinking, this is why I do this. This is why I care. Now, I'm hoping on my dad's side I'm gonna have some fun a little bit, but I'll let you guys know about that in 2019, since that'll probably be the next time that I give you an update on that. Armstead, did you have a favorite moment of 2018? And if you say it's when you did that backflip in Black Panther, you wasn't supposed to tell people that.
I'm hoping to get to that point, but no, my thing is this. Something happened recently where I was called selfish. And it was like, if anybody knows me,
You selfish, bro.
I am very selfish.
Oh. I was about to deny it.
And no, I wasn't going to deny it. But
Oh,
my selfishness is, you know how I used to be. I wasn't always as like selfish as I am now.
I think you act different towards me than you act to most people.
Well, yeah, y'all are like two sides of the same fucking coin.
Because it's like this. It's like there's certain people where I know I can do particular things for and not worry about receiving anything back. And I'm still going to get something back for it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I feel like
one time you rescued that nigga from a road.
Yeah, like I was on the side of the road. I know I could have called, say either one of y'all to come get me, saying, when I needed it.
No, I'm talking about the time you rescued that nigga from a road.
Oh,
remember that one time there was that flat tire and you came by?
Yeah. Even then, it's like this.
More than a flat tire.
It was definitely more than a flat tire.
I didn't change the fucking flat tire.
I would try to put your shit out there like that. You didn't have to do all that.
I feel like that you know who to look out for. You know what person to go for. But when it comes to certain people, when you try, my people that I feel that are close to me, I want to make sure they if not have the best or are in the best of themselves. You know what I mean? So I want to make sure that whatever I can do to help push you toward that, that's what I want to do. That's why I be trying to like get my boys to like come to the gym and work out. And
I'm working out more now than ever before.
Healthy. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not. That's
hard
saying
right
you.
there.
Not necessarily.
You want to talk about you?
I'm just saying, like in general, anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like I want all of us to be successful. I want, like, for example, I want all of us to like one day just pick a day and let's travel somewhere. Let's all go and just do something as a team. You know what I'm saying?
Booty,
and
French
do stuff together.
bitches.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Me and Vernon Cinnamon here. You know, at one point in time, you know, we you know what I'm saying, went on a couple vacations together, you know what I'm saying, went to the Bahamas. We went, you know, where else did we go?
I don't know.
We went to a couple places.
It's tied up.
You didn't need one for the Bahamas.
I thought you still need one.
No, you don't need a
You
passport
need a
for the
birth
Bahamas.
certificate.
Yeah, that's all it is. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? But
they took that when they got my when I applied for my passport.
Yeah, you could do that. Go to and I think we should just go to the DR.
Man, DR, that trip sounded like it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, but to get back on the whole me being selfish thing, I feel like
How much?
Now I'm at it's very very cheap, very cheap. But I feel like now it's like it's at a point in time where it's like it's nothing wrong with necessarily being selfish, especially when you're trying to make yourself better to be able to. Because how you gonna help somebody when you can't even help yourself?
Yeah, exactly. That's the first thing they tell you. If there's a problem with the plane, that you need to put your air mask on, and then you can help out somebody else. You can't do it the other way around.
It depends on what it is. If you're just using that as an example to keep being selfish,
I mean, yeah. So you're both
selfless.
right. Like you have to. There's some instances where you don't have to be selfless, and you have to be like, I'm gonna put somebody else's need above you. But at the same time, 90% of the time, you need to be about yourself and about handling your business first, and then you can do it. Because I wasn't paying for all this shit that you see right here. And they was coming in here and they were just deciding to take all this shit and like the couch was going and all that other stuff. Then, it don't matter if I'm trying to help you with you getting your house together, your stuff, whatever. When it's like, dog, you not even getting your own shit together. But at the same time, I can't use that as an excuse for never helping you, being like, I got my own shit. I got my own shit. I got this. Like, everybody got their own shit. Like, you gotta both make time for people and you gotta decide what times are more important for you to work on yourself.
And I think with certain people, I'm selfish with certain things. Like, for example,
your selfishness comes mostly from your time because you never do
anything. That's what it is.
You never do anything other than what you want to do, and sometimes you have to do. But you're not in a position where you have been in a position where you have to sacrifice your time, even though you know you could be doing something else. That usually comes with like children or
I'm about to say because I
right.
saw that.
And actually, that's one of the things I was called selfish on at one point in time. They were telling me like, you ain't had no kids yet, you're selfish. What?
Well, that doesn't make.
I mean,
you
that's a
selfish.
whole. That's
and
one
that
thing.
probably came from a woman. And
Yeah, of course, they definitely did.
They're not agents of chaos, but there are some that are agents.
An unmarried man that he needs kids.
Again, that person obviously was not great, but I'm not blanket. I'm not blanket statementing. I'm not blanket statementing all of them. I'm not blanket statementing all women.
I'm not. I said that person in particular.
Yeah,
okay,
but
that one in particular,
like,
throw on a pile.
But I feel like if somebody were to call me up like, "Hey man, I need to borrow $20," all right, I can.
That's different.
I can cash app it to you or whatever.
With you, it's like, hey bro, let's get together and do this. Man, first I gotta go to the gym. I gotta go to the gym. Like, bro, but you go to the gym another time. You be like, nah, man. Like, bro, just do it today. And you be like, well, I'm gonna go to the gym first.
Exactly.
Like,
but I still come though. I just change my time up and I come to the gym.
Sometimes people need you to be there. Like,
if it's something in particular, like for example, if he were to be on the side of the road. And be like, hey man,
different.
Such and such. Then I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to the gym.
You can't help them. Like I'm saying, like that's like an emergency. We're talking about when it's not an emergency and they just like, yo, interrupt your normal schedule programming and be like, do this. You'll be like, well, first I gotta go to the gym.
So like,
I will do that.
To personalize it for you. So the rider needed a ride to his school. His school is like an hour and a half away from here.
That's more than
I said hour and a half.
I thought that shit was like ain't it on the south?
No, it's no. It's like an hour from where you're thinking of. You're thinking of Valdosta.
I thought it was in Valdosta.
No, it's not in Valdosta.
It's a different campus.
Different campus. Closer to Macon. And Macon's only an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But so he needed a ride. So I dropped all the shit that I had going on, gave him the ride, went there, came back, and we had like dinner. It was a cool deal. It was a cool deal. But at the same time, that was me going out of what I want to do. Like I could have been off work. I could have been enjoying my time. I could have been playing video games. I could have gone to the gym. These are all things that didn't get a chance to happen. But at the same time, you have to pick and choose sometimes to do things that are outside of your normal thing. It's not always going to be about him. If it was an emergency that he went, no.
Like if he were to call you up like, hey man, let's go to the club.
I mean, see that, but that now we're getting to the levels.
That's what I'm saying. Like if it's on a level like that, then I'll come out of my way and I will help you. You know what I'm saying? That's an emergency.
This nigga's lies aside, R. Reed. Anything you're looking forward to, R. Reed, for this holiday season?
I'm gonna pass it to you. You go first, and then I'll get inspiration.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to Kwanzaa because Christmas, as you know, is a pagan holiday. Don't at me because I don't give a fuck. So I'm looking forward to unity, to self-determination,